Hello there. Nice slice here, coming at you from the Great White North in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Today, I'm going to attempt to make a video of me doing some maintenance on one of my folding knives. I've never taken this knife apart before, so I'm going to attempt that for the first time on camera. So what I have is my OKC RAT1 with the D2 steel blade. I love this knife. I've had it for about a year. You can see some of the wear on the pocket clip. I did attach a lanyard on here, and it is getting quite dirty, so I thought I'd take it apart and clean it up, and I'd let you guys watch. So here we go. This is a little Torx driver set I picked up at the local hardware store for about $8, and I know I did pre-fit this. This is a number 10 Torx screw, and the rest of the screws are number 6, and this just happens to be number 10, number 6 on the same bit, so pretty good. So I thought we'd start removing the pocket clip, because I'm pretty sure that these go through to the steel liner on the inside. I'm going to have to remove that if I want to take that handle scale off. Now, because of my lanyard as well, I'm going to see if I can keep the lanyard attached. I don't want to cut that off. And it wouldn't be a big deal if I had to. I could always make another one, but I'd rather not. So let's see how it goes. It's a lazy Sunday here in BC. It was raining quite heavily this morning. I know my cousin is at a fishing derby right now, and he's camping, sleeping in the back of his pickup truck. And we've had some torrential downpours all weekend here, so hopefully he's still enjoying himself and caught enough fish to make it worth it. Put that off to the side. I think we'll remove the pivot screw next. See, that does appear to have some thread locker on there. That's good. And I'll do the screws holding the scale onto the liner. I can't say enough good things about this knife. It is nothing but quality and value for your dollar. I picked this up at a knife store in Vancouver called Warriors and Wonders. If you go on the old internet and look up Blades Canada, Warriors and Wonders, they are an online knife store as well. They provide excellent customer service. I'm very happy with everything I purchased from them. And this knife, I paid, I want to say 53 Canadian dollars for this knife. Sounds like what I paid for that. It was in that neighborhood anyhow, which is tremendous value for what you get. It's a very heavy duty folding knife. Now, before I remove this scale, I believe we'll flip it over and we'll repeat the process on the other side. Start with the pivot screw once again. Like I said, I have never taken this knife apart, so we'll learn together once we get her opened up here. The only other folding knife I own that I have taken apart was a CRKT M16 Kit Carson flipper. That was an experience because they have their auto lock on that one. I'll do a video on that one day. We'll talk about that knife. Also one of my favorite folders. And that one I picked up at a gun show. I know it's hard to believe I went to a gun show and left with a knife, but I only paid $20 for that knife, Canadian. I almost felt like I should run away from the show because I thought I was getting a steal there. So These screws are coming out very nicely. No issues whatsoever. Don't feel like I would need to worry about stripping these ones. It seems like some good quality hardware. This knife, of course, is manufactured in Taiwan for Ontario Knife Company. Not a problem for me because it is a very good knife. So let's see, push this out. I don't know if I need to open the blade for that. There it goes. That should just drop out. There we go. Oh yes. You can see pivot tube, the D shape on there. You can see that is quite dirty there. I'm glad I decided to do this today. There's the washer. Be careful not to tear or lose that. I'm going to be very careful handling this blade because it is sharp. There we go. You can also tell that I do keep this oiled. That's last time I oiled it, I noticed just how dirty it was starting to get. There's the other bronze washer. We'll clean those up in a moment. Here's all our standoffs. There's another washer there. Yes, and you can see it does need some maintenance, absolutely. See if we can get this handle scale off here as well. There it goes. All right, so we'll just give it all a general little wipe down here. There's some cloths just for that purpose. Oh yes, you can see that coming off there. That's just for being in my pocket, and I use this when we go trap shooting, when I'm just mucking about my truck on the mountain. No signs of any corrosion. That's good. I do keep it oiled regularly, as it is the D2 steel, which not as prone to rust as other tool steels. It will definitely begin to rust if you don't do proper maintenance with it. Just pay attention, take care of it. The detent ball and the liner lock there. This thing does snap open very quickly with the thumb stud. One of my friends said, like a bullet. Snaps like a bullet, he said. And I said, okay. I won't disagree with that. All right, I do also have some rubbing alcohol. Just put that on one of those patches and we'll give it a proper cleanup. As you can see, that's doing a proper job of cleaning up these stainless steel liners. I did find that quite easy to take that knife apart. So let's hope it goes back together as easily. It may have been a mistake not to take that lanyard off. We'll find out together, shall we? All right. So I want to be very careful with these washers, very thin. Do not want to tear either one of them. So it's looking pretty good. Let's clean up these screws. We have some new thread locker we'll put on there. I don't know how easily this old stuff will come off. If it will at all. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to come off at all. Maybe if I soak them in the alcohol, that might make a difference, I'm not sure. That's all right, we'll just put some fresh stuff on there. Clean up this pivot tube. All right, shall we attempt the reassembly? Let's see how it goes. So we'll put a drop of oil on the detente ball. This is a Boker oil pen. Just a drop there. Just a touch around where the washer goes. Drop this pivot tube back in there. There's D-shaped. I don't know if you can see that. So you put it in the proper position. I don't know if you can tell, but I was never a champion at the game operation when I was young. Put another little bit of oil on there, shall we? Just a touch. put that back in the closed position. Put a touch bar on this side as well. Let's see how we can get this to go back in position. It's looking pretty good. Let's drop this pivot screw in first. Oh, there, I know I neglected to. Put some fresh Loctite on that. Well, that's way too much. There's a brand new tube. I just need a touch on that screw. Put pivot screw in from the other side. Now that blade is not centered anymore. I don't know what I've done. Really couldn't tell you. Let's try tightening that some more. Let's put these scale screws in. Need a lot of the thread lock on these screws. They are just small screws. I don't subject this knife to a lot of sudden shock. I'm not using it baton or as a hammer of any sort. have found in some of my other folders, screws that most commonly come loose are the pocket clip screws. I think because they receive the most stress going in and out of the pocket on a regular basis. But for the most part, I've never personally lost a screw from a knife. I don't know about anybody else. There's a message on my phone. Suppose you heard that. There we go. All we have left to do is put the pocket clip back on. Now I can tell that that blade is not as centered as it was when I took this knife apart. I'm not sure what I did or did not do that caused that. So I'm not going to take the knife apart again right now, but I will see if I can find some other videos on YouTube that can show me where I went wrong and how I can correct it. But for the most part, that was fairly easy disassembly and reassembly. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. This blade is nice and clean again. The knife is nice and clean. Yeah, you can see there it is a little off. Maybe it has something to do with how I tightened down the pivot screw. I'm not entirely certain. It still functions quite well. Perhaps I need to loosen them off or tighten them up. I'm not sure. I don't think I can tighten them anymore. Oh, maybe there we go. That one was a tad loose. There it is. Excellent. Very happy with that now. All right. Oh, it doesn't want to fire open there though. That is quite... Let's do a quarter turn on each side. I can feel that thread locker in there. There we go. There it is. Very nice. And in case you were wondering, this is a genuine Schmuckatelli lanyard bead. This is the Jester. That's my favorite bead. The Ontario RAT Company, the Ontario Knife company RAT1 disassembly, reassembly. There you have it.